at peace, stress free, let it be.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. My name's Ashley and today we are going to talk about deodorant. Sorry for my very lazy appearance. It's just a really lazy day for me, so hopefully you have something comfy on. You can go get a nice warm drink and we can talk about deodorant together. So natural deodorant is really popular right now, obviously. If you don't know that, do you live under a rock? And I myself have tried quite a few natural deodorants that just did not work for me, but I finally found one that did work. So I'm gonna go through the ones that I tried that didn't work, and then I'm going to share the one that I found that does work for me. Obviously everybody's body is different, everybody's body is going to react differently to the ingredients and whatever, so I am just sharing my own personal experience with these deodorants, and hopefully it can help someone find their perfect natural deodorant. So before I started using natural deodorant, I was using I'll put it right here, it was like the Dove, I think it was like coconut scented or something. I was using that for quite a while, like a really long time, probably like 4 years or something. I can't even remember what I was using before that, but every deodorant that I had used, that one included, I believe, was an antiperspirant. I never looked for an antiperspirant. I was just in the deodorant aisle and I was like, oh, that one looks like it smells good or whatever. But I think they ended up being antiperspirants and I didn't know the difference, but antiperspirants basically use aluminum, I think. I don't know 100%. If I do say something wrong, please feel free to correct me down in the comments. I only know what I read. But I'm pretty sure that antiperspirant uses aluminum to kind of block the pores in your armpit, and basically by blocking the pores it makes you not sweat. I didn't know that I was using antiperspirant, and so I just never sweat from my armpits, like ever, and I was like, oh cool, I don't sweat from my armpit. I don't know what I thought, like was there something special about me that I didn't sweat from my armpits? I really don't know. I sweat other places, but just not from my armpits for some reason, and didn't think anything of it, did not think to associate it with my deodorant, whatever. About 2 years ago, I was using that deodorant every day like most people do. I started getting a lot of irritation under my arms. They started getting red and like itchy and just really uncomfortable, and I was like, oh, maybe it's because I just shaved. So then I would shave and then like wait until the morning, because I take my showers at night, so I would wait until the morning and then put the deodorant on, and I still got the red itchiness and I started getting like bumps under my armpits. It was not cute. So then I thought maybe I'm allergic to like coconut or something, and then I figured since I was going to be buying a new deodorant, that would be the perfect time to try out a natural deodorant. So the very first one that I tried out was the Native, I'll have it right here, the Native coconut and vanilla one. I think it's like the most popular one. For whatever reason, even though I was thinking it might have been the coconut in the deodorant, I was also thinking like maybe it's the aluminum, whatever, and it didn't register that I had also bought a natural deodorant that had coconut in it. While I was thinking, oh, maybe it's the coconut, I was also thinking, who's allergic to coconut? Like, I don't know anybody allergic to coconut, so I just didn't, I thought it was that, but I also didn't think it was that, if that makes sense. Whatever, I bought another coconut deodorant. One mistake I did make when switching from a regular deodorant to a natural deodorant was that I did not detox my armpits, and that's important. There are actually products that help you detox your armpits. I think there's like a charcoal thing and some other ones, but you can also just detox your armpits by not wearing deodorant for a while. So I did not do that. I just immediately switched over to natural deodorant, and once I switched, my armpits were fine for probably like a month. But then after that, I started getting the same red itchiness, bumps, whatever. And I was thinking like, oh, I just need to get used to the deodorant and it's totally fine. But then I realized I would put it on at night and then I would wake up in the morning, and probably within like 2 or 3 hours of being awake, my armpits would smell like so bad. Like I literally smelled like a rotting fruit. It was disgusting. I was not happy because obviously I'm wearing deodorant to not smell bad, and on top of that, I had almost never, from whenever I can remember starting to sweat, I had never sweat from my armpits before, and because I was using a deodorant and not an antiperspirant, I was sweating so much from my armpits. It feels like all the sweat was like built up. I know that that's not how it works, but that's what it felt like. It was just built up and it was just like all pouring out. Like I was sweating so much. It was gross. So then I got about halfway through that deodorant, and I really don't like to waste things, but I was smelling so bad I could not finish it. And also my armpits were extremely itchy like all the time. But then I went to Target and I tried another natural deodorant, which was I will put it right here as well. It was the Tom's, I believe, lavender. Again, did not detox my armpits because I did not learn until later that you're supposed to do that. But I started using that deodorant and I got bumps all over the bottom of my arm. Like it was like, or bottom of my armpit. It was like itchy and it was a little bit red, but most importantly, there was bumps everywhere. Like so many bumps. And I was like, okay, maybe it's because I'm shaving, like I'm getting razor bumps or something. So I stopped shaving and continued using the deodorant and continued getting the bumps. And on top of all of that, I still smelled like a rotting fruit. I don't really do much, so if I'm just sitting at home, I pretty much just shower like every other day, every 2 days maybe if I really didn't do anything. And to go from having to apply deodorant because I wasn't really sweating, I would only have to apply it once I got out of the shower, to having to apply it like 2-3 times a day, only an hour later to be smelling like a rotting fruit. It was so exhausting. And I was going through deodorant way faster than I used to go through deodorant. And the natural deodorant was more expensive than my regular deodorant. So if I was going through it faster and spending more, I was just gonna be wasting more money on deodorant that wasn't even working. So at this point, I was getting pretty frustrated. I was doing some research on best natural deodorants. I found a list of all the best natural deodorants. And I bought another one off that list. Again, another coconut one. I don't even like the smell of coconut. I don't know why I kept buying coconut deodorant. But it was the Kopari one, I think that's how you say it. Again, I did not detox my armpits and I had the same problem. Not gonna go through it again. This one specifically, the other one, I maybe smelled like a rotting like apple or something. Like I smelled bad, but it wasn't terrible. With the Kopari one, I smelled like a rotting produce stand. Like the smell was so pungent. I don't know how anybody was ever around me. I can't even like fathom how badly I smelled because I probably got so used to smelling myself that I couldn't smell it nearly as much as it actually smelled. So even though the other brands did not work, this Kopari brand did not work like at all for me. It was not my jam. So then I tried a lot of natural deodorants and I wasted a lot of money and a lot of deodorant, which I feel really badly about. I was on a zero waste kick and I came across this deodorant. It was the Schmit. I had the rose scented one, and basically it comes in this glass jar with a little scooper thing, and then once it's all done, the way that it's zero waste is that you package it up and you get a shipping label from the company, I believe, send the jar back, and then you get a new one. Not for free, but you pay for a new one, but you send the jar back and they reuse the jar. Like they clean it, they sanitize it, and they reuse it. And I was all for that. Also, based on what I read, this was like the most amazing natural deodorant ever. So I had to try it, obviously. So I got that and I started using it in December of last year. And you put it on the little scooper and then you put it in your fingers and you rub it until it like melts and becomes a little bit like chalky, creamy kind of thing. And then you rub it on your armpit. Immediately I started getting bumps and itchiness and redness, all the same things. And also my armpits started smelling so much worse than they were, which I did not think was possible. Why did anybody come near me ever? It was so gross. So after that, about 3 weeks of using it was when I read that you are supposed to detox your armpits before you switch to natural deodorant. And I was like, oh, well, I didn't do that. So I decided it would be a good idea to just stop using the deodorant for a while, or any deodorant, and let my armpits naturally detox. That wasn't a good idea. Because my armpits were detoxing, all of that built up smell or whatever was just coming out of my armpits all the time. And on top of that, I was pouring sweat out of my armpits. I was sweating so much. I would sweat through shirts and all of that, and I was in school, and so I had to like sit next to people and I would just be like this the whole time because I was so like self-conscious about the smell because it was bothering me. So I know for sure it was bothering other people around me. But I figured after about 2 months of letting my armpits get all of the gross stuff out, I could go back to using deodorant and it would be all good. That did not happen. I still got the redness, the bumps, the itchiness, and the smell was the same but like masked with the scent of rose. What I personally believe is the ingredient that gave me the redness and itchiness and bumps is the baking soda. I think maybe I just have sensitive skin and the baking soda irritated it, but I don't know for 100%. So then I was using that deodorant from probably like the end of March until like the beginning of May-ish. And then my boyfriend was fed up with the stench that I was constantly giving off. I was fed up with it. I was so tired of having sweaty and gross and itchy armpits. Like, my armpits were always itchy. So then that was about the time that I learned that the deodorants that I was using before I switched to natural deodorant was actually antiperspirant and not deodorant. So it prevented me from sweating altogether. And prevention from sweat isn't the thing that's like bad for you, it's the aluminum that's bad for you. But most natural deodorants don't have any aluminum, obviously, so they don't have anything to prevent you from sweating. Well, then I started researching natural antiperspirants, and what I was reading was that there are actually no natural antiperspirants technically, according to like FDA standards of like antiperspirant and all of that. But there are some companies that make deodorants with peptides in them. They believe that the peptides work as like a natural antiperspirant, like a natural alternative to the aluminum, to basically do the same thing and just prevent you from sweating altogether, which is what I honestly preferred to do. I could not stand sweating so much. I figured I had gone through all of these products. It can't hurt to try one more. This one was obviously different from the other ones that I had tried because it had the peptides in it. So it was this Real Purity roll-on deodorant stuff. One thing that I wasn't too excited about it was that it's not zero waste. So it is like in a plastic container, but I figured I'd give it a try anyway. It is also a little bit more expensive than some of the other deodorants, but I figured like, hey, you know, if it fixes my armpit issue, I'm here for it. So I got it and I started using it, and immediately I saw a difference. I was not sweating like at all, and I did not smell anymore. The smell was like gone. And I believe the deodorant is unscented, so it doesn't have a smell, but that means that it's not using the smell to like mask the bad smell, like the bad odor that comes from your armpits and your sweat. So I've been using this deodorant since like mid-May, and I'm absolutely obsessed with it. And it's also clear, so it doesn't like get on clothes and stuff like that. And you're gonna think this is gross, but I did it as an experiment for this deodorant. I've gone 4 days without reapplying it and without showering, and still no sweat and still no smell. Not now. Now I have not gone 4 days without showering. But it was just one time that I just wanted to see how far I could push the deodorant. But after 4 days, I just felt like gross and like needed to shower. Otherwise, I probably would have lasted longer, honestly. So I actually save so much deodorant by just applying it after I shower. And because I shower pretty much like every other day, sometimes every 2 days, I actually save so much deodorant compared to the other ones where I was putting it on like 2-3 times a day. So the cost is definitely worth it because it's going to last a lot longer. And for my personal needs and my personal desires, it's the best. I don't sweat, I don't smell, I have no redness, no itchiness, no bumps, all that stuff. It's so great. This video is not like sponsored or anything. I'm definitely not important enough to get sponsored by anyone.
Boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
I genuinely just wanted to share a product that I found that has worked so well for me, and the ingredients are still natural, so I can have my needs met and also still take care of my body. The one thing, again, that I don't like about it is that it's not zero waste. But because I'm not using it as much, I'm not going to be throwing away as many of the bottles. But yeah, so that is my natural deodorant journey. Hopefully somebody who is also on their natural deodorant journey found this super helpful. I know it can be a struggle, but I'm so happy that I found my perfect natural deodorant. I hope that you all find yours too. If you're still looking, I suggest giving Real Purity a try if you are looking for something that will actually help you stop sweating. It also has like 5-star reviews, so I'm not the only one who's had a very positive experience with this product. And yeah, hopefully, my head just claps so loud. So thank you all for listening to me ramble on about my armpits. I really appreciate it. If you want to see more videos from me, go ahead and subscribe down below so that you don't miss them. I have a lot of like fun projects and stuff coming up, so I'm excited to share those. And I also kind of miss uploading twice a week, so I think we're gonna have to give it another try next month. It's actually really enjoyable. So yeah, make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss that. Give me a thumbs up down below if you found this video helpful, or just if you liked hearing me talk about deodorant. Thank you all so much again for watching, and I will see you all next week in my next video. Bye.